What is going on, everybody? It has been a while since I made a video, and I'm not gonna lie, what precedented me to make this video is the amount of absurd videos I have seen, whether it's on TikTok, YouTube. Basically, those are the only two social medias I've seen. And about one stock, but I've got a couple of other videos I want to make based off of what I've been seeing. And really, guys, the opportunities that are out there right now, there's actually a couple of companies that can make big moves coming in the future, and what you should be looking at and what you should be anticipating. So with that being said, let's go ahead, cue the intro, and jump right into this video.
I know I'm fine, but the money makes me...
Okay, guys, so I have SoFi up here, SoFi Technologies. Now, it is technically a finance company, technically a technology company. It's a bank. We're going to be very blunt. It's a bank here. I absolutely love this company, for mainly because the CEO I really like and things like that. I think that their game plan going forward, but not only does this thing have an uptrend, and I've been able to sell covered calls on this one and do extremely well and continue to hold equity and roll out calls, and I've just done very well on this one here in the past year. There's a couple of companies like this. I'm going to make other videos on it, so if you guys want to see those videos and these other stocks that I think that there's still a big upside on over the next 5 years, definitely subscribe, leave a comment below, let me know which ones you want me to kind of look at. But today we're going to focus on SoFi. And the one thing I want to look at that for some reason I don't understand why people don't look at is the financials. So the first thing I'm going to go to is, if you guys, the easiest way to look at this that I have personally found and breaks it down very easy is on TradingView. There's a free version. You don't have to pay for anything, and it's very easy to use. So with that being said, let's get into the financials. All you gotta do is click the earnings button down here, more SoFi financials, and you have it all. So the first thing we're going to do is we are obviously going to go through the free float shares, things like that. You guys can kind of look at these here. Some of the things that you're not going to love here is the PE ratio is at a 66. Price to sales is only 2.39, which isn't bad. PE ratio, which is price to earnings, is a little bit higher. Now, if you compare this to something like Palantir, that's growing and just became a profitable company, got into the S&P 500, it's actually a pretty cheap stock if you're looking at it as a fintech, which this one is. But the one thing that I want to look at here, and this is really where you start to see this, and I think this is something that I have seen so many times and done so well off of, and I'm going to show some other companies that have done this as well that I absolutely love, and you'll see the growth in these dramatically when it starts to happen. So I want to go to annual, and this is exactly what you're seeing. So this blue bar is revenue, and the net income, meaning after all expenses and everything, what they make, what they're actually bringing in and keeping. So, and you see it start to get slower after year. And 2024, look at this. You're going to see it. It's going to be positive, guys. And I think people are going to see this in the next coming months, basically at the end of quarter one when they report quarter four. It's going to be really good. And you're going to see this stock. You're at $16 right now, $16.25. I think you could see this in the mid-20s. I think it's a very possible, especially with the hype that is around this stock. So again, you're going to look at these here. Again, quarterly, there's a little bit of a difference here, and you are making good progress here. But look at the revenue and the earnings, guys. They are continuously hitting on earnings, and this is something that's important because they're what they call sandbagging on some of these forecasts. I truly believe with the amount of, they are not writing all their own loans, and this is kind of getting into the business side, not just the stock price part of it all, but they are writing loans, and even if they can't get somebody qualified in these loans, they have partners now that they give these people to, and they write the loan, which means they take on no bad loans, which is a huge thing for a bank, and they charge fees on that. So if they give it to XYZ Bank to do this loan, they get a base fee for that loan. It's like a referral fee, and this drives a lot of revenue. And they've also had some partners here recently, and I think this is one that people are underestimating. And so let's go to statements here, and again, this is the perfect representation. So you can see the total revenue is in blue, the net income is in purple, and as you see, just like the other one, we are slowly going up. We had a bad quarter here in quarter 2, a quarter 3 got a whole lot better, and we got to report quarter 4 coming up. So again, this right here on this annually, you're going to see this go profitable. Now I want to show you another stock that happened just like this. And yes, I do own Hood, which is Robinhood Financials. Did the exact same thing. Look here, quarter 1 of 2023, really bad, and then it's just started gaining up, and now they're making money again. And what would you think that this stock did? It has done nothing but go up. Guys, this was trading at $8 just like SoFi was, guys. It's another financial stock. It's another basically brokerage. They're getting into credit cards. They're getting into this. SoFi's already in these things. These are things that when you see these trends happening, these are possibilities when companies are going from still losing money every quarter and every year to making money. This is when you see the giant appreciation in growth. And again, this is a growth stock, not a dividend stock. If I hear one more time that SoFi is a dividend stock, they don't pay a dividend, guys. I've heard this on 4 different videos in the past week, and it drives me insane. Please do your research before you listen to somebody on the internet. Please do your research before you listen to me. I am not a financial advisor. I manage my own portfolios and things like that, and I manage my own money. That's it. And I do extremely well for myself, but I'm not a financial advisor. Guys, you guys can see it IPO'd. It IPO'd up here in the 20s, 23. Again, I see this stock getting back up in there. Guys, we've had a fantastic year so far. If you go to year to date, we're up 63.32%. Does anybody know what the average annual return of the S&P 500 is? It's basically like 10%. If you're in mutual funds off of that, it's less because somebody's taking a fee off of it. Just full transparency. Remember that somebody's taking a fee off of it. You're paying that financial advisor for something, or whoever you're buying that from. I've never seen a mutual fund that you're buying into without a commission or a fee attached to it. No problem at all if that's what you believe in. I've got no problem with that. I'm just not paying for your fees when I can buy into the same group of assets without paying a fee and not get charged my 2 and 20 or whatever they're charging on it, or their 2% up front. Again, 63.32% is what you would have made so far on SoFi this year if you would have owned it at the beginning of the year. It's been a great year. Now again, not all of it's been great. This whole past 1 year though has been fantastic. And again, why? Because it's not just a company that's on the up and coming. They're going profitable. And what happens after they go profitable, they will be looking to continue to have that growth, because I don't think SoFi is anywhere near being done growing in the next 5 years. But when they get inducted into the S&P 500 is when you get that another giant leap. And again, another stock that just did this exactly like it. It's a different company, different product. Palantir, guys. How many of you guys, if you guys look back in my videos earlier this year, I was buying Palantir in like the 14s and 15s and 16s. I still own Palantir, and now it's at what, 76? Yeah, it reached over 80, and now it's at 76.01. I will not sell this stock yet, mainly for one reason. I'm going to have to pay all the taxes on it, and I'm very transparent about it, so I won't be selling this until January 1 when I figure out a game plan and possibly be buying some other different assets that can off-cost my taxes this next year. But an absolutely fantastic run-up. But again, if you look at their financials, they all have one thing in common, guys. Look at it. Uptrending revenue and net income. Their margins are getting better. Now go look at annual. Guys, look. SoFi is basically at like year one of this. Technically, pretty much year one of turning a profit. Imagine what this can be, guys. It's going to be dramatic, and if you look at the PE ratios, this is the difference. PE ratio on Palantir is 188 versus what, the 30 that SoFi was at? Come on, guys. This is what you would call basically like a no-brainer when you're looking at growth stocks. The only other one that I think is going to be like it, again, I like Hood. Hood has already made its run up. And then you have Bros, which is a whole different type of business, but it's going to be one that I'm going to be making a video on, why I'm doing it and how much further they can really go, and really the history of it with private equity and different things like that this stock has went through in order to finally start growing and going upwards. So with that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys have any questions at all on SoFi, please comment them below. I will be more than happy to answer any of them. Just let me know.